I can still hear Windows if that's a concern.
Thanks. Fixed it now.
Jumping pixels in the neon night. A dabble here, a dabble there, it feels so right. And he's got the joystick leading the fight. Level up, laughs till the morning light. Warps on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Grab a one up, don't delay. Warps on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Console yourself, no rage quitting here. With Annie's jokes, the lag disappears. Pixelated dreams, 8-bit cheer. Every Wednesday night, the fun is clear. From Mario's pipes to a portal's twist, it's a gaming galaxy you won't wanna miss. Walks on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Grab a one up, don't delay. Walks on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Coins are clinking, hearts are sinking, and it's quick wit has us thinking. A dabble dash, a power up dash, warping through worlds in a pixel flash.
Welcome to the Wednesday Warp Zone. It is a sort of weekly wrap-up where I am going to cover what I've been doing and what is going to be happening in my next week. The main purpose of this is kind of give me an excuse to get better at solo broadcasting in the event that I do a solo What's This Game episode, because that may be something I want to do in the future. I only tried it like once with Warframe, and it ended up turning into like a kind of rambly mess. I'd never listened to it back to see how well I tied threads together and what I left off and stuff like that. And I don't really want to, because I know it wasn't that good. So, just trust my instincts on that one and just get better. I do have Spurg Snake with me. He's kind of like the OJ of the program. So he's just here to kind of keep me on track in case I wander around and forget what I'm doing and stuff like that. So Hi, Snake. Good to see ya.
Hey, how you doing? I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me just kind of hang out and make sure that you don't derail your own self.
Yep. This show doesn't really have a plan. This is sort of the pilot episode. My goal is to not run on too long because I want to make sure I still have time to get ready and get relaxed before WATP, which always goes live at around 4:30 if they're not late and gay. So, well, 4:30 my time, so that's 5:30 Eastern. I'm in Central Time, Chicago time, so usually I round up the 1 hour, but sometimes I forget to and say the real time. So that's just on me. Starting getting into it, I want to cover what I've been streaming this week. You can go always to insanneity.com and check out my lazily put together stream schedule, and when I update it, which isn't that often, if I could might look into like paying an Indian guy to just do it. You know, be like, hey, this is what needs to get updated. Go. Here's $10. Go update my shit. But I don't know if I want somebody working on the back end of my stuff. So something to think about. You know, I'm not really sure. I do have
Working
this
on your back end.
Yeah, exactly. Metaphorically or realistically, I'm not sure if I'm into that. But we'll I digress. On my website, I have the full upcoming schedule. I have a whiteboard right around here. So normally at the end of my streams, if I'm going to like mention what's upcoming, you'll see me go like, because my whiteboard is right there, so I can just look at it without having to pull up the website or anything like that. Which is convenient for me. So I have, for the most part, kind of stuck to this. I missed Red Dead on Wednesday and whatever happened on Tuesday. My cat unfortunately passed away, so I had kind of a rough couple of days there and fell off from the schedule right after immediately starting it. But I'm better now. Once I actually buried him and it was over, then I could mentally like close it, get closure on it, and get over it. So fortunately my other cat's doing really well. I'm getting more stuff to kind of spoil him. So this morning I went to Walmart and I bought one of those like bubbly water cat fountain things because my cat he is particular about water. Like I don't know if he like wants it moving or I don't know what the thing is. But he'll like go to the water bowl and he'll drag it a little bit just to get the water like sloshing to make sure like there's nothing in it or something. I don't know what it is exactly, but clearly he would be more comfortable if he just had the water already moving and stuff like that. So I just figured just get the stupid little bubbler for him. Since there's only one cat now, I won't have to worry about him fighting the other one for it or anything like that. So just gonna get him as much shit as I can to make him comfortable, and then when the time comes, I would like to get a second cat. Osiris is the one that's still with me, and he is, as of yet, to be fixed. Partially because I am always struggling financially, and even the couple of extra bucks it would take to go get it is a bit of a hassle to put together. But the main thing is I honestly want I want him to have a son, and I want that kitten. Like I want a little version of the cat I already have. And I know that's like, whatever, you can look into that however you want mentally, but that's where my mind has been for that. Like eventually, I'd like to get him a mate and then get a kitten and then maybe have 3 cats, perfect, awesome. But we'll see where that takes.
Yeah. So a couple things. Osiris might not be seeing the depth of the bowl and doesn't want to stick his nose in the water, so he sloshes it to see the water ripples, and that way it's easier to drink. So yeah, moving water will help. And the other thing is, it's more than one kitten that's going to come out of those cats, right? You're going to have
yeah,
litter,
absolutely.
is usually what it's called.
Yes, I do know that. When the time comes, I will make sure I have a avenue to get rid of the unwanted extra kittens and give them a nice home.
Sure that...
I have people around me that like and want cats, and I'm sure that maybe even I could get a kitten from them whenever they want. It's a long-term thing. It's nothing coming immediately, so it's something I haven't really thought about, but that's eventually where my mind it is for it. Is I want a second and possibly third cat, but I would rather move into another place that's a little bit bigger for them before that happens. 2 was enough at this place, so I don't want to get a third one involved and drive myself even more crazy. But that was really what had disrupted my week. So I didn't get in a couple of the things that I wanted to. However, I did pick back up on Saturday, and I did do the Pokemon stream that I wanted to do. I cleared my desk off. I got a new mouse mat so I could show it off on stream, and got my cards all sorted. Well, not as sorted as I wanted them to be. I like to sort them by type and then alphabetically, and what I should do is put the new hollows I pulled into the binder, which is over there in the kitchen. But I haven't done that yet because I've been trying to stick to the schedule that I'm going with currently. Sunday was good. I ended up streaming with Andy from All Apologies and 2K with movies from 2K. I still don't know the Rumble channel. What is it? It's like something Cut of the Jib?
Cut of the Jib.
Oh, okay, cool. So maybe I do know it. Got it. All right. So, yeah, you can go follow him on Rumble and check out that. They do great movie watch-alongs, in my opinion, because it's just like a bunch of idiots hanging out, making fun of the movie and each other while, enjoying whatever substances they decide to be on, if any. So it's a nice time. I like it. I wish I could get on more shows like that, but because of my work schedule, I'm off on Tuesday, Wednesdays, which isn't cohesive for a lot of people. So I'm fortunate that I do have Wednesday off because WATP is my big passion. So I'm fortunate that I'm able to be on there every week. In fact, I'm wearing a WATP shirt now. But the Sunday went well. All Apologies. We covered Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, which is the publisher of Borderlands. Because he's been in hot water for like 30 years. This guy just doesn't know when to shut up. He doesn't know. That's his big problem. He doesn't know when to fucking shut up. And it's a little bit quiet for me, so I'm gonna put some music in now. If anyone decides to watch this and doesn't like the music bed, I can cut it out for you. But at least I like having music on, so I'm going to pipe some in right now. Anyway, so Randy is he's a nutcase. You might know him outside of his like actual career as the guy who left a USB full of barely legal squirting porn at a medieval times restaurant. That's Randy Pitchford. He's the guy who is in charge of Borderlands. Oh, you don't know? Okay, so let me tell you. All right, so apparently Randy Pitchford got into a legal dispute with somebody about something which is unrelated, and because it got randied, the lawyer kind of was like, oh, well, guess what? This is what Randy did one time, and kind of like threw Randy under the bus, letting people kind of into the public knowledge about the fact that he left a USB stick of barely legal girls doing squirting porn at a medieval times restaurant. And his excuse...
Why medieval times?
Look, I don't know why he was carrying it around, okay? Like, on All Apologies, I was trying to do, like, pretend devil's advocate. I don't fucking know, because you're a sicko, and at any time, you need to find a computer to be able to shove this into to make sure you can still jerk off. I don't know. Dude's a nutcase.
They don't have computers at medieval times.
I know, right? It's the one place that...
Works.
It's the one place he shouldn't be having his USB sticks. It's non-compatible with their architecture entirely. So he apparently had it with him and left it there. And when questioned about it, his defense was, okay, so I've always really, really been into magic tricks. And obviously, the female orgasm is mysterious, and being able to squirt is clearly some sort of magic trick. So I was doing research, and I needed to make sure that I had it at all times in case I needed to do some sudden research and prove to people that squirting is a magical trick and it's not real. Obviously it's a lie,
think
but
that's
that was his
what Zeppelin
justification. That
defends.
was his public accepted defense of his actions. Hey, it was research. I had to figure out how they were doing it. It's magic, and I like magic.
That's out of control.
He's a complete nutcase.
The guy from Led Zeppelin did the same thing. He got caught with a bunch of, cheese pizza, and I needed it so I can research on how to catch other people who are into this stuff. Not buying it, but
Nor should you. Yeah, complete fucking nutcase. Absolute whack job. But hey, somehow he runs a successful company and puts out banger products. I guess sometimes you truly can separate the art from the artist. But yeah, that's what we covered on All Apologies, is Randy and his various escapades, that being one of them. So if you want to check that out, it should be coming out soon. I don't know his release schedule on All Apologies, but it should be coming out soon enough. I was on there with Gummy Chainsaw, who did the intro to this show. So go ahead, go to gummychainsaw.com if you want to check out his stuff. I know he's got good merch. I need to actually buy myself one. I'm still waiting on Gummy Chainsaw enamel pins because I have an ID badge that I wear at work, and it's already got Dr. Steve's on it, with Dr. Steve Weird Medicine. It's got my Taco Bell 10-year pin. It's got my 2 Walgreens 10-year pins, and it's got Fat Watch from the Dick Masterson, The Dick Show. So I want more show-related stuff. I had the one that Eckel sent me of Eckel Pineapple riding, I assume, his dog. But
yes.
due to the build quality of it, the glue from the actual pin part came off from the pin face. So I need to get some super glue and reattach them before I can start wearing that one again. The same thing did happen to the Dr. Steve one, but after applying super glue, it hasn't been a problem. So I'll just do the same thing. I'll just get the same glue, I'll reattach it, and it won't be a problem. But yeah, that's the big thing. I want a Gummy Chainsaw enamel pin, because even if people have no clue what it is, they'll be like, oh, that's a cute little chainsaw. And, if it comes up, then, I can start a conversation about it. But moving on. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do to, adhere to uniform policy and also be, customized and unique, because I want to follow the rules, because then I have a defense if, anything happens, or I can just be like, no, I'm just following the rules. If the rules have changed, tell me, and I'll, change with the rules. No problem. The two things, I guess the pins all over my button, or all over my badge, and I have a belt that has these original 3 starter Pokemon and Pikachu, as well as a Pokeball. It's one of those buckle down belts. That's the brand. It's like one of those seatbelt buckle belts. One, because I used to be a lot fatter than I am.
Oh, cool.
And 2, because they're cool and comfortable and durable. So they're just a good belt overall. When my belt eventually falls apart, I will buy another one from Buckle Down, because this one has lasted me for at least 10 years. It's got to be more than that. I want to say closer to 15, but I honestly don't know what year I bought it in. But it's a fantastic belt. I wear it 5 days a week to work, so it's been through a lot. Seen a lot of wear, literally. Moving on, though, we had Monday, which as you can see, is supposed to be Once Human, but I've kind of just fully dialed back from Once Human, because I really just want to do other things. And since I don't have a specific goal or anything in mind to do in Once Human, and I don't feel like grinding mods and stuff, I've just not really played it at all, and I'm sure all my houses have been packed up, so it'd be an effort to even restart playing it right now. So there's going to need to be a big update or something to make me come back to it at this point right now. But above that, I had Mod, which is specifically a note to me, because now that I had a little bit of extra spending money, I wanted to resubscribe to Nexus Mod Premium, because then you have much faster download speeds, and you can download multiple threads at once. It's much better if you're downloading a lot at once. And I want to remod my Skyrim. More specifically, I want to use the Days Domain pack, which I believe I could just pull it up. Let's see. Domain right here.
while you're doing that, I'm going to blow your mind because I've only played Skyrim for maybe 10 or 12 hours. Like, I don't really know
that really
much
doesn't
about
blow
it.
my
I don't know
mind.
the lore.
I've played a lot of Skyrim, and I still don't know like shit about it. Like the only thing I've really done in the game, like ever, is do the Thieves Guild shit. So like if you want to talk about the Thieves Guild, I can talk about the Thieves Guild. But if you're like, hey, do you remember that one quest in Whiterun where you had to go do this? I'm like, nope, don't know what you're talking about. You could mention so much about the main quest. I've only ever gotten to the part where you get your first dragon shout, and then I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. That like I've never done the main story quest. There's so much I've never done. I've never been a wizard. Like I've never done so many of these things, and I figure if I'm gonna play Skyrim, I might as well go all out and get the biggest revision and overhaul to the game that I can. And Domain by Day, D-A-E, you can see it on screen. He is a fantastic curator, and currently it says 4,000 plus, but it's actually 4,500 plus. It is a ludicrous pack, and it has currently a 65% success ratio if you follow all the steps and have all the prerequisites done and do it right. It has a 65% success ratio on installing and playability, which is nuts for having 209 revisions. So all of this is the reason I want to download this one. I have already played with this mod pack, but that was way long ago, and this is a total overhaul for every single mechanic in the game. And if I'm going to play Skyrim, I might as well play Skyrim 2, you know, like the completely upgraded version of it. And maybe I won't be able to have a comparable experience to other people. Like Gummy Chainsaw just popped in and said, I may or may not own Skyrim on 360, PS3, PS4, Steam, and have over 1,000 hours into it overall. So he will have all these experiences in the game, but now, even though I might get that many hours, I'm going to have very different versions of those same experiences because I'm playing a complete mod overhaul of the game. And I am aware of that I won't really be able to talk directly and correctly about the game, but I don't care. I want to be able to download this. And when I built this, or I bought and upgraded this computer, I specifically bought a 4 terabyte hard drive for this guy's mod packs, because this one says it's 331.2 gigabytes. That is in the ultra compressed size, and the way Nexus Mod Manager works, and the way the packing and unpacking of it works. Currently, the estimated total size is actually 1.4 terabytes. That's fucking insane. I will admit I'm going to have to. That's what I bought the hard drive for. That's why I have a 4 terabyte hard drive, is so I can download this mod pack. That is what I bought the hard drive for.
The success rate is what percentage?
65 right now. It's
65,
it's normally around 80, but I believe it's current. Like I saw it yesterday. It's somewhere in here. It's one of these. In one of these. In here, I don't know where it is. I don't feel like looking for it. But yeah, it's currently really high. Success rating right now. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, that's telling me about it. It says all time is 68%, and last 30 days is 88%. Annie, Snake, Gummy. Hey, Deadpool, thanks for stopping by. This is a new sort of thing I'm doing. It's kind of just like a weekly wrap up of what I've been doing and what I'm going to be doing, to kind of keep me on track of things. So last night, that was what I was doing while hanging out with Dylan and Snake. It's actually still running right now. The downloader. It looks to be about 65%. 67. I was close. So it's still running the entire time. But I have a pretty beefy machine. So as long as it's not taking all of my network, which it seems like it's running fine. Nobody's complaining about lag or anything like that. So, it seems like it can handle it well. And currently, I have nothing negative to say about Nexus. A lot of people don't like it as a mod manager, but Day's pack doesn't exist on other forums or forums. So the only way to get his pack is through Nexus, and the only way to not spend a literal week downloading every single mod in the pack, you need to get premium. So I decided to just throw the $9 at it or whatever, and I'm going to cancel it as soon as I'm done downloading the mod pack. So...
and look for stuff for your other games real quick. I need
to download my Cyberpunk mods. That's what I'm going to do as well. Thank you for reminding me.
For me, it would be Fallout and stuff, and I think that's why Nexus got a little bit of backlash, right? Didn't they like remove like the big booby mods and stuff like that, like to be more family friendly or something? And people were like, oh, blah, 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 blah," and you know, old man yells at clouds.
I don't know. I don't necessarily follow Nexus news or anything like that. If they did, I don't know anything about it, because this mod, specifically this mod pack, has now included in it, because of high demand, chicks with dicks mod and sex mods. So
okay, so that's not an issue. That's not what okay.
No, those some of them hold on, some of them might be off platform due to specific rules, such as the popular Schlongs of Skyrim and Lovers Lab. Both of those are kind of held on other websites. So it may be a ruling thing, okay. I don't know, but there is nothing on Nexus saying that you can't just download like a body type that makes your tits bigger. That's still on Nexus. I don't think they allow straight up sex mods on their platform, though. Maybe that's the thing.
I was just curious if you knew or not. Then didn't mean to like sidetrack you.
Oh no worries, because this pack does have some prerequisites, and one of them is downloading a couple of offsite mods. One of them being Schlongs of Skyrim, whatever the one he needs for his pack. So I had to go download that from their website. Fortunately, I already have an account with them, so it was no big deal because I've downloaded this pack before. So, just sign in, download. It's easy as that. And Nexus is great because it handles most of your mods. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, exactly that. It handles some mods for you and such. It was a bigger YouTuber who caught flack because he needed to install certain mods to make other mods work, much like how you're doing with all of these. And somebody called him out because he had posted on his website the mods list. This is what I use for my Fallout 4 to get it to look the way I do. And something like you just mentioned, Schlongs of Skyrim needs to be installed to possibly make other unrelated mods or related mods that are not of that nature work. And so people were busting his chops, and it's weird. So I would also like to make that point that you're not doing that just to get, extra dick in your Skyrim.
No, I mean, I would like that option, and if I decide to, then it's there for me now. Great, awesome. This version truly does have everything, even if I don't intend on doing it. So
that's amazing.
I don't know specifically what this guy built this pack for is infinite replayability. Skyrim already has a lot of replayability because of the way you build your character, and there's not like a true respec system and stuff like that. So once you kind of start building a character, you can't unbuild it. So you can start multiple playthroughs and do multiple character styles, and there's nothing stopping you from just maxing out every single skill tree and being a jack of all trades and beating every single quest with one character. But with any game, 100%ing it can actually take away from the game from you, because then you're kind of robbing yourself of future experiences, and you're also turning it into a chore instead of something you really enjoy. But that depends on how you approach it. It's all a matter of mindset. You did mention Fallout, and I thought about downloading his Fallout pack, but I'm going to go against it, because even if I download it, even if I get it all working and everything awesome and stuff like that, I've already, unless it's Fallout 3, that maybe I can consider that, but I've already played Fallout 4 and done every single quest. Like I was just saying, I've done literally every single quest in the entire game. I've done every random encounter. I've experienced everything in Fallout 4. And I don't think adding a bunch of mods is going to make my experience of it new and exciting if I've already done everything in it. Unless I'm just doing all modded stories and stuff like that. But then I don't know. Am I even really playing Fallout at that point? I don't know. I play Fallout for Fallout, and I've already played Fallout 4. So, might consider Fallout 3, but I don't know if there is as much of a dedicated people doing like huge overhaul packs. So I'd have to look into it. I don't know, so I don't want to speculate.
I think New Vegas is. I'm sorry, I don't want to get away.
No, you're good.
Away, but I think that's the one that probably has the most mods done.
I think that might be the one I want to do anyway, because it's made by a better team, and it's anyone that's really a fan of the series totes it as the best Fallout. So I don't know. I would have to look at which one I really want to do and which one has like a better mod setup for it overall. But I did at least stick to that for my schedule. I do have the mod pack downloading. After that will be Cyberpunk, because coming up this month I do, or I guess it's next month technically, I want to do Cyberpunk starting it, because at the beginning of this year I wanted to do Cyberpunk with Mondays weekly on YouTube and Twitch. But it didn't work out because I was having computer issues and some other things and some other stuff. But now there's nothing really stopping me from doing it. And I just re-upped my premium so I can go download a huge pack. I have plenty of hard drive space for it. Now's the time to at least get it installed. So that's my goal with that. I have been mostly doing Undertale, because coming up is going to be a What's This Game of Undertale. Might have to push it back if we want to do multiple playthroughs, depending. I'm not sure. I want to at least do 2. I would like to do 3, but I don't know if I'll have time, because I also am going to be starting Callisto Protocol coming up soon. Which I guess looking at the schedule, it should be tomorrow. Callisto Protocol is a Dead Space-like game, and for the last 2 years, I've had Mondays weekly on in October to cover a Dead Space game. So we covered Dead Space 1, then we did the Dead Space remake for his 1-year return, and then now coming up in this October, we're going to be doing 2 shows, which I appreciate Mondays for agreeing to. I know it's a little bit of work or whatever. It's a game, so it's fun or whatever. But we're doing Dead Space 2, because naturally we did 1 in the remake, so might as well go 2 now. And Dead Space 2 is one of his favorite games of all time and one of my favorite games of all time. So I'm actually really excited to do that, because I really want to talk about why it's such a fucking good game. And also I want to play it on the Zealot difficulty, which is the second hardest difficulty, although it's scaled the same as the hardest. So ammo scarcity is at its lowest. Health pickups are at its lowest. Enemies do the most damage. You do the least amount of damage. The only thing that makes the harder difficulty harder is the fact that you only have 3 saves. And if you die, you go back to that last save. That's hardcore mode. But the scaling is actually the same, damage-wise. So it's technically as hard as hardcore. You just don't have to worry about only having 3 saves in the entire game. So I want to do Zealot difficulty. Fresh playthrough. So I don't have a new game plus to rely on upgraded guns and all that stuff. So I want it to be difficult, and that's the goal. Because I did hardcore for Dead Space 1, which is arguably easier. And if I could handle that one, I'm confident that I can handle sort of hardcore in Dead Space 2. And then we're also doing Callisto Protocol, because it is a Dead Space-like game. A bunch of the people, once Visceral Studios closed, or was closed forcibly, they moved over and made a spiritual successor game. And I've only heard like negative things about it, and I don't know if that's because it had a bad release on PC and was like unstable. I honestly don't know what the problem was. I didn't look too much into it because with things like this, I tend to avoid overwhelmingly negative or positive reviews of it because I don't want my opinion influenced by somebody else's opinion that I respect or look up to and be like, oh, well, they said this part really sucked. And then like second guess myself and stuff. I'm easily influenced by people that I like. So I tend to avoid that in circumstances like this because I don't want to go into Callisto Protocol hating it before I've even played it.
Yeah, understandably, to be like that. I know there's things that and you just mentioned Cyberpunk, which kind of didn't necessarily suffer from the exact same thing, but there was a lot of fumbling going on early in the release that turned a lot of people off. So, I'm sorry, but that's kind of the point, that I was making. Like, don't let everybody else's negative influence let you be the judge of something that may have gotten better over time.
Yeah, exactly. So I think a shining example of that is Cyberpunk, but even more so is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky came out with like lofty ambitions and goals and promises and under-delivered on literally like everything. Like everything. The game was a joke. And fast forward to today, and it has full multiplayer, a good single player. It has VR support. It can run. I'm pretty sure it runs on the Switch. Like it has expanded so much and has so much content to it now that it feels like it was promised and more because of how much effort the team put into it post-launch. Because they're like, hey, look, we know this is possible and we know we can do it. We're sorry we said we could do it before, but we will do it, okay? Just stick with us, trust us, and if you don't, then just come back in a couple of years when you hear your friends talking about how good this game is, and then you'll be like, huh, is it though? And then you can give it a shot.
Yeah, cult classic status now.
Gummy Chainsaw says, it has its issues, but I didn't think it was anywhere near as bad as anyone said it was. People were expecting a Dead Space sequel. Exactly. I think that's... I think that's the problem in a lot of cases is that people set their expectations too high and they're expecting something to be something. And then when it's not, they're like, well, it's bad. It's like, it's bad if you compare it. Comparison is the thief of joy. It really is, like I really try not to compare things unless it's like supposed to be compared, like comparing Dead Space 1 and the Dead Space 1 remake. Like you can directly compare those two because it's the same thing, but if you compare Dead Space 3 to Dead Space 2, that's a little bit of a disservice to 3 because if you compare it to 3 or if you compare it to 2, 3 is a terrible game. It's fucking bad, but I love it. It's a really good game by itself. I really like the setting. I really like the characters that are in it. I like the ability to customize your weapons and build them. I like what it is. It's not as good as 2 though. So, just you rob yourself, in my opinion, when you start contrasting it to things that are inherently better. Because if you just want the better things, just go play Dead Space 2 again. And we're going to go play Dead Space 2. And then hopefully next year I can convince Mondays to play Dead Space 3 with me, and then I can hopefully influence him to enjoy some aspects of the game because it's really decent. The end part where you have to deal with the aliens is a little confusing, but whatever. Go ahead.
Did you have a Wii when you were growing up?
Wii!
Nintendo?
Yes. It was a little bit later. We actually got our first Wii used from a childhood friend of mine. And then, we had it, and then we got a second one after that, and then we got the Wii U's. We actually have... my mom has 2 Wii U's, and I have 1. Mine's sitting right there.
Really? I may have to talk to you off camera about that. There is a Dead Space game for the Nintendo Wii called Extraction.
Dead Space Extraction, yeah.
It was... Yes.
It's an on-rails hallway shooter. It's like a light gun game.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm partial to light gun games, so I very much enjoyed it because I didn't play Dead Space yet. So that was like kind of my introduction to the series, in a weird way, because I was looking for mature rated games that were on the Wii because I had gotten one, and there's very few, but the few that are there aren't as bad as people make them out to be. So finding out it was an over the shoulder, like story driven, very very mature. After that, I was like, wow, that even though they gave that a high, like, mature rating, and it's bloody and it's fun, it's not the same type. It's supplemental story. It's just a little, there's a monolith on Mars or something that they find there, and it starts doing whatever it's doing. It's pretty crazy. It was a fun game, but it was, like you said, you can't judge it on anything else except it being what it is.
Right, like if I went to go play Extraction and I had the gall to compare it to Dead Space 1, I would be like, well, obviously I'm not going to like it. It's a completely different game. Like, it's not even the same thing. I don't know, however, if I would want to play it. I think I'd rather watch somebody else play it because I don't really like light gun games. Gummy Chainsaw says, it's more connected to the Dead Space anime. Yeah, there's a lot of... So, with series like this, there's, like, the main canon, and then there's a lot of side stuff happening, and a lot of the side stuff happening is really, really, really good in Dead Space. So, yeah, there's, like, a couple of, like, graphic novels and animes and little movies and shows and stuff that all take place to the side of the events of Dead Space 1, and it really helps, like, bolster and reinforce a lot of the stuff that comes up in the game and also in the second game. A good example is Strauss. Strauss is a big character in Dead Space 2, but you don't know much about him other than what you learn in the game unless you go through the supplemental material and figure out what they were doing to Strauss and his relation between the first and second game. But that only comes in, like, written material, and you can like that or dislike that. That's fine. It's just there if you want more supplementary stuff, and I love when games do that. Halo is fantastic for that. Little to nothing outside of the games touches the games. In fact, there is a Halo book that is the first Halo game told in novelization form. There's a little bit of, like, extra details and stuff added because it's a book, obviously, and you can do, like, inner monologue and thinking and stuff like that, where you can't really do that in a game, not as much unless you write the game that way, which Halo isn't. Chief really barely talks in the first game because he's supposed to kind of be, like, sort of a self-insert. You can, like, imagine yourself as Chief, although he is distinctly a specific character in that game. He has a relationship with Cortana and stuff like that. The book, I believe it is The Flood, covers Chief first-person view of the game, and it adds some stuff, specifically a character that I like called Marvin Mobuto, who is a, like, badass Marine who ended up being able to take on the Flood and get through most of one of the most infested and heavily fortified areas by himself as a regular guy. He doesn't have power armor. He doesn't have, like, instant reaction speed. He doesn't have energy shields. He's just a guy. And he ended up almost completing the mission that Chief could barely almost complete. So it just kind of tells you how badass this guy is if he's able to do Spartan level activities. So I kind of like that, you know, that's never brought up in the game, and him existing in the book doesn't influence or take away from the game. In fact, it adds to it, and you can be like, oh man, that explains why there is a bunch of ammo here. It's from that guy. And, you know, I like that sort of shit. And because of that comparison, that is why Dead Space is in one of my top franchises. It's so good, and it has the ability to continue to expand and have other things added as, like, supplementary info. The problem is the studio who kind of owns the IP doesn't exist anymore, so it's kind of just floating around.
I was gonna remark. I was like, okay, that's great that you like extended universe stuff. I am too. I'm very much into that too. I do like a lot of. That's why I liked Portal so much because there was just a lot of extras that came around with it, and things you didn't need to care about. You don't need to know about Ratman. It's just kind of there, but the lore gets so deep if you really look into it. I like it a lot, and so I was just gonna say.
Yeah, in Portal specifically, like learning that Aperture and Black Mesa are like competing companies, and that there's some overlapping research.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, oh crap, wow, these two games are connected. Oh, that's so cool. One day we might get a continuation to those stories, but who knows? We'll be all 78 years old by then. Moving on to what I'm doing coming up this week. Tonight, if I can get it set up and working, I'm going to continue The Evil Within. It's October. I figure I should get back into the spooky games, and I had Snugs suggest that to me, and I do like the game, and it's one of those games that, like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, thanks, I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Thanks, I hate this. But then once you get past it, you're like, man, I really did like that. So it's a game I struggle with internally when I'm playing it, but then when I'm done playing, I'm like, I really do like that game. So I'm gonna try to get back to The Evil Within because I want to complete it, because I do have the second game as well. And if I like the conclusion of the first game, then I can go in the second game, and that's something I'm gonna do. And then that's pretty much all I have specifically scheduled. I'm going to do Callisto a couple of nights. And coming up Monday after Spurgsnake stream, I don't think I'll actually be home by then. I am going on family vacation from the 3rd to the 7th. So I probably will have to actually cancel these streams here. Because I won't be here. But I will be home Tuesday. So Wheel of Time, still going to be able to record that, and Wednesday still going to be able to do WATP next week, so should be no issues with that. I don't think I have anything else to cover. No, unless you can think of anything.
Well, just on the heels of Thanks I Hate It, but I like it because I finished it and it was kind of good. Hello. The Observer. I think I mentioned it before. It's got Rutger Hauer, which is he's known from Blade Runner, but has done numerous other things since then. I played it. It does the thing that I hate the most, and movies do it too. It's not a scare. It's more of a startle, where just like you're kind of in this very like vibed area, and it's creepy, and you're walking, and it's quiet, and then you hear a loud bang or a bird flies by and you're like, motherfucker, because it scares you. It's like, it doesn't scare you, but it makes you jump. It's like, I don't like that, but the rest of the game
is this a game? Oh, so it's a game.
Otherwise.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was a movie.
Yes. No, I'm just saying it's comparable to that because...
Okay, hold on. Is it The Observer or Observer _?
Observer _.
Okay, yes, I do know that game because I do have the original, and I know there's a Redux version of it, which I hear is slightly better. But I have the original. It was free on Epic, so maybe if you can see here on screen, coming up on the 18th is the end of my already planned schedule. So I could probably write it in after that, because I don't mind taking suggestions of things for a side series. I do Beat It to Delete It, so I can get all this shit off my hard drive, so I can make space for bigger games.
Yeah, this is definitely one that should be probably more in the Beat It to Delete It category than the spoopy game. It is a bit creepy, and there's some weird stuff to it, but it's probably more it's more murder mystery psychological thriller style than blood and gore and scary kind of stuff.
Before I wrap up, I want to promote the latest episode of What's This Game, featuring Spurgsnake, who's here. We covered Once Human, which Snake and I played a shit ton of. I mentioned it here on this episode a little bit. I feel like it's going to eventually drag my attention back in, but I'm waiting for the Pal World crossover, which is coming later this year. I don't know when, but the info I have on it is that pals from Pal World are coming to Nalcott, I'm assuming through like a dimensional merge, Silvergate type shit. And then you'll be able to capture, and I don't know exactly what you do with them once you capture them, but I guess that's what I have to look forward to, is figuring out how to do that. And I'm sure we can get Skinny Chad Zumach in on it, because he was enjoying the game kind of solo, but if we start like a new scenario with him, I feel like we could probably get him in on it, and that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, he spent a lot of hours on it too, so, you know, and he seems more like how I used to be. Just let me figure it out kind of thing. Just let me go, and I remember coming back and like seeing his settlement was all like getting filled out, and I was like, good on you, buddy, because I had a rough time with the menu system and making sure I'm getting all my perks and all those other things, and you helped me out with that a lot, because it gets a little swampy. And yeah, good on you for promoting this, because we talked about it and we didn't even cover everything. We got through a lot, but as we were talking about weapons, we were talking about weapon mods and grinding weapon mods towards the end. We didn't even get into weapon calibrations and rolling for those percentages, and you know what I'm saying? So like, there could even be a part 2 to that, even though I think we nailed down most of everything and left enough for everybody else to figure out and enjoy.
If we did do a part 2, which I wouldn't mind, it would be more in the bonus episode category of it, where we focus on a specific aspect of it, more likely the Pal World crossover. So if we do that, then we can also cover calibrations and stuff that we missed out on, since it seems like it's going to be combat oriented because pals, but I'm not sure. Again, just speculation. I look forward to seeing what it brings, because the team behind it seems to really care about their product, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. The only other thing I know about the Pal World crossover, I think, like when you capture them, you can fuse them into your deviants, like skin them, I think. That's just me speculating, but like the Pyro Dino, I think you can probably make it look like something else if you catch a certain Pal World. I don't know what they are, Pokemon sort of thing. I don't know what they call them.
I think they're just pals.
Oh, all right, makes sense. I feel quite the boomer now.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap up, and thank you for joining me, Snake. Go ahead and throw in some plugs and let people know where to find you if they don't already.
Right here, no, I suppose. Every Wednesday I'll be doing this, and Tuesday nights with Dylan, and Monday nights for myself, 11 to 1 a.m. on my channel at SparkSnake. If you're not already there, hop on by.
Alrighty, thank you for joining. That was episode 1 of the Warp Zone. So I look forward to trying to do this more often, probably every Wednesday. So until then, we'll see you next time. I don't have an outro, so here's just some regular music. All right, we're going to close out with Sonya's Limo, because I love this song. This is from Road 96. You can check out my playthrough it on this channel. Go ahead and just go to the live channel or live tab and scroll down, or just search Road 96. It's a really good game.